Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. How are you all? Good. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. I am Eariele Kiara Arango, the DSC lead of Sahara University. Our session today focuses on G Suite and what it's all about. Before we start, I would like to remind you to please subscribe to GDG MENA on YouTube and turn on their notifications and be the first to watch their videos. Two more things. Fill in the feedback form after the presentation and receive the certificate for the session. You can also join the weekly challenges for MENA Digital Days to get a chance to win a gift box or a Google Home Mini. Now, let's see our agenda for today. Our agenda for this session begins with this introduction, followed by the difference between G Suite and Google Workspace. Then we'll do a small activity that allows us to collaborate and get a taste of what exactly these products have to offer. At the end of the session, we'll do a small Q&A portion where I can answer all the questions you'll send in the chat. Sounds good? Let's start. I have a question for all of you. How many of you know what G Suite actually is or Google Workspace? You can send your answers in the chat and I'll read off some of them today. So, Google Workspace was formerly known as G Suite. It's a collection of cloud computing and productivity collaboration tools, software and products developed and marketed by Google. It was first launched in 2006 as Google Apps for your domain and rebranded as G Suite in 2016. So, what's changed? In response to the widespread use of Google services during this pandemic, and as everything goes virtual, Google has evolved from giving us individually great products to providing a more connected experience for its users. Google Workspace, everything you need to get anything done now in one place. Last October 6, 2020, the G Suite we all know and love transformed into what we now know as Google Workspace. Now, what does that mean? First of all, they rebranded, new designs. Rebranding from the iconic designs of each product like Gmail, Calendar, Google Sheets, Google Docs, and so on. Google Workspace features a uniform design of their four main colors: red, green, blue, and yellow, which represent their commitment to building integrated communication and collaboration experience for everyone, all with helpfulness from Google. At the core, Google Workspace is the same as G Suite. It's the culmination of several changes Google made throughout 2020. So the separate tools have the deeper integration with each other. Rather than jumping between Gmail, Docs, Meet, and everything else, all of this in Google Workspace will be available in one central spot. So, a lot of people ask, what is the difference between Google Workspace versus Google free apps? So depending on the tier level you subscribe in, Google Workspace offers a variety of features. From business starter to enterprise, you'll be able to receive a number of additional business-grade services not included with Google's free consumer apps. Some of those services include These ones: custom business email, twice the amount of cloud storage across Gmail and Drive, 24/7 phone and email support, 99% guaranteed uptime on business email, inter- interoperability with Microsoft Outlook, and additional security options like two-factor authentication and single sign-on, with administrative controls for user accounts. Now, what does that all mean? What this means is that in Google Workspace, you will have more control on the users access the users that you have in your organization, and also receive 24/7 support from Google through phone or through their email. You can visit their Google Workspace website, workspace.google.com/fac, for more information. On to the key features of Google Workspace. Google Workspace has Office applications required for the basic operation of the organization, like slides, docs, spreadsheets, forms, and more. It also offers simplicity, all running online at web browser, and there's no need to install anything. It also offers mobility to get the data whenever and wherever you want, either on your laptop, your phone, your tablet, your PC, or any kind of device. You can access your files through Google Workspace. Second to the last one is effectiveness. You can cooperate and can share content in real time. And I'll show you guys later on exactly what I mean by collaborating in real time. You don't need to send files via email anymore. The last of the main key features is saving. You don't need to own or manage any servers nor any specific software. All of your files are shared in Drive, saved in Drive, and can be shared in Drive. Next, we have reliability. You can be assured that Google Workspace and any of your files will be available 99.9% of the time. It is also localized, which means it's available in English and in Arabic, and so on. It's also extensible, meaning the connections to other cloud service marketplace integrated applications. So, any questions that you guys have so far before we continue? All right, it seems like there are no questions so far. So let's continue. Google Workspace also offers security. It has the certificate ISO 27001, two-factor authentication both on password and mobile hardware or USB key. It also has encrypted data transmission, SSL, and encryption of data in the data center. You can also locate your lost phone or delete your contents. Now, what exactly are the available applications that Google Workspace offers? Currently, we have a lot of applications available from G Suite and Google Workspace. To list off a few applications, we have Gmail, Calendar, Meet, Drive, Docs, Sheets, Forms, and so on. So the first and most used application is Google Drive. So for Google Drive, you can search for files easily and even sort it out depending on the type of files you want to search for. If you're looking for an image, sheets, or forms in your Google Drive, you can easily use the search bar that Google Drive has on its browser. Next, we have Office documents. Like I mentioned before, we have spreadsheets, docs, slides, and forms. So earlier we mentioned real-time collaboration. So real-time collaboration on content, this was what it looked like before. You can collaborate with different people by sharing one document. They can type all at the same time, and you can see what they're typing immediately. Now, for Google Workspace, they developed something new. They did integrate all of the main applications that we're using, like Gmail, Docs, Google Meet, Chat, and so on. So what you're seeing here on the screen right now is a demonstration of how exactly we can utilize real-time collaboration with Google Workspace today. So what they're doing right now is they're sharing the document in the chat, accessing the document without having to leave the chat at all. So that is one thing that we really appreciate from the updates from Google. Another thing is simple sharing. So with all of your applications, you can share your documents with a simple click of the share button. You can copy the link to share or type the individual email addresses of the people you want to share it with. One other feature that Google Workspace has is it's always the current version. You don't have to create numerous files anymore to update version 1, version 2, version 3 of the document. Since it's online and on the cloud, stored on the cloud, it is always currently updated to the most recent changes that you've made. There is also a very cool feature in Google Docs where the AI corrects potential mistakes with grammar suggestions. So if you have any spelling mistakes or if you've made any grammatical mistakes, the AI detects this and suggests a correct spelling or grammar for you to make changes in your document. The next thing is it detects actionable words and suggests action items. So one cool thing that they've added recently is being able to mention someone and assign a specific part of the document to a person. So if you type at in the Google Doc, it will give you a list of your contacts and you'll be able to either send an email to them, schedule a meeting, assign part of the document, and so on. There's also this amazing feature in Google Docs, which is the Explorer. Explorer basically is a web browser within your Google Docs. So you'll be able to drag images inside your Google Docs, look through the web for definitions, go through your drive and insert any files that you want to put inside the Google Docs itself. Next, we have spreadsheets. So spreadsheets, as you are all familiar with, is this really cool, um, really amazing platform that they have for us online. So they brought it online for us to be able to easily collaborate with our members. One cool feature that Spreadsheets has is online data downloading from the web. So you can download a specific data set in any website and be able to import that in your Google Sheets. Another application is the form editor. It's for creating polls, surveys, and questionnaires that you can use either for your projects, for your organization, and so on. Google Spreadsheets actually uses the environment data storage to automatically generate reports after you've gathered your data from your Google Forms. Next, we have preparation of presentation. So right here, I've shared a screenshot of the slides presentation that I use that you're viewing right now. So presentation is a very useful tool that you can use online to collaborate and make it easier for everyone to create group presentations and be able to have uh, a good work environment, enable for you to be able to collaborate with your teammates. Here are common features of online applications. So the first is that you have one version of the document. That means that all of you in the group that's sharing that document will be able to view only one updated document. And that will be helpful for you so that you don't need to keep emailing your group mates for updated versions of the file. You can also have management and control of access. The read, comment, system, design changes, and edits. So this feature allows you to control the access permissions of any file that you'll be sharing with anyone else. You can give them read permissions, which means they can't change anything about the document. They will only be able to read and view whatever is in the document itself. The second one is comment. That means they'll be able to highlight a specific section of your document and be able to provide comments and so on, but still won't be able to edit. The last permission tier is the edits, where they will have access to editing and changing completely the document that you have. Next feature is the public documents on the web. Then we have version history file changes and the import and export documents in common formats. So you will be able to publish any of your documents on the web. Version history file changes means you can monitor what kind of changes and exactly when these changes happen in your document. Import and export documents in common formats mean you can go from having your Google Docs online to having them as a Word file using Microsoft Office on your laptop locally. Next, we have Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts or Chat Hangout is also something that they've integrated in the Gmail interface where you'll be able to chat with your friends or chat with a specific team in your organization. Hangouts Meet is actually derived from Google Hangouts. You can invite via links without registration, share your screen, and record the session if you have a Google Workspace account. Then we have the Google Calendar. Google Calendar, as we all know, is an online calendar where we'll be able to schedule events, reminders, meetings, and so on online. So it makes event planning easy. You can also share your calendar and have smart event invitations. You can view the availability of your colleagues using Google Calendar and publish your calendars on the web as well. Next, we have Google Sites. This is for the creation of internal or external websites. These websites can be shared, restricted to Google accounts, and you can set a URL domain or subdomain for your site. It's easy to insert elements like headers, videos, images, descriptions, and so on. So if you want to make your own website, you can try it first using Google Sites. And then the iconic Gmail. Gmail, as we all know, is an emailing platform where we'll be able to send emails to anyone, everywhere, at any time. So the changes that they've made in Google Workspace and Gmail, as I've mentioned earlier, is to integrate all of the other applications like Docs, Slides, so on, and Hangouts to be able to better the online experience for the user. So, we have a small interactive activity for all of you today using Google Jamboards. Let's do it. So make your mark. Sign your name with a small message using a sticky note, and we'll be able to see exactly how we can be able to collaborate with each other online. We'll send it in the comments down below, the link to the Google Jamboards, and you'll be able to edit this. So let me just go there myself. This is the Google Jamboard that we have right now. One of my friends already signed a sticky note earlier, so you can add your small message and add your name with it by a simple click and editing it. So you can click here, click on the sticky note itself, edit it, and sign your name. Hello, this is my note. And I'll be signing my name, Eariele. You guys can, I'll give you guys a few minutes to sign your messages and your names here, and then we'll take a screenshot of it and share it later on after the session. So this shows you exactly what it means when we say collaborating online. You'll be able to see real-time changes and be able to know what you'll be able to know what your teammates are doing. So I see a few people already trying to edit the messages, the sticky notes. Let's see. You can also write your messages in Arabic or any other language you prefer. Doesn't have to be in English. Alright, so I'll leave you guys to do that while we share the links with you here on the chat. So messages are already starting to pop up. One said, "This was a very informative session. Thank you for doing a great job, Asum." Thank you, Asum. I really appreciate you for attending the session. "You're doing great," from Maram. Thank you, Maram. Your support means a lot. So one other person is also trying to edit. "It can be done," from Syed Ahmed. Thank you. I'm really happy to see all of you collaborating with me and with everyone else in this session today. Thank you all for being such an interactive audience. Let's read a few questions from the chat, if you have any. So there are also 3 different frames that you can use in case this one is already filled. You go, girl. Thank you, Shush. So a few more things that I'd like to add before we end the session. So earlier I mentioned Google Docs having the new feature of the mentions. So to make the documents more collaborative in Google, they've made @mentions to bring up the person's contact card and also suggest different things you can do at the time based on what you're doing in the document. So it's a really cool feature which can show you whether you want to schedule a meeting, assign a specific section of the document, or email that person that you just mentioned. So right now I can give you a small example of what I meant. So let's create a Google Doc. Can you all see my screen right now? This section is for assigning a job to a specific person. So what exactly you can do is just highlight it, add a comment, and you'll be already Google is mentioning, this Google Docs is mentioning comment or add others with add. So I can add, and all of the emails that they're suggesting are here. So I can tag one and assign this person, Miss Aya said, to comment on this particular section of the document. The share function that I was mentioning earlier is done through this one. So you can add people specifically or change the permissions to anyone with a link. And that's done. Let's go back to the Jamboards and see. You are perceived from Sulaiman. Indeed I am. All right. So another thing that I would like to mention is the new layout that Google Workspace came out with. It allows you to work in docs or create documents without changing pages. Like we've seen earlier in the first slides. Let me go back to that slide in particular. Here. So like we're seeing here, they're creating a document and sharing that document within the chat without leaving the page or having to refresh the chat. All right. So let's go to the next part and the last part of this session, which is quick labs. You will be able to do hands-on lab training yourself using Quick Labs platform. So you can use this link, bit.ly/quicklabs-November. We'll be sending it in the chat as well. And you can do a few Quick Labs quests there, like G Suite Essentials, G Suite Integrations, Google Workspace Admin, and a couple more, just to get you familiarized exactly with what G Suite has to offer and more of your services. There's also a Coursera course for G Suite Administration Specialization you can access in the comments section. All right, let's move to the question and answer portion. So far, does anyone have a question with what we've discussed in the session? You can send your questions in the comments and I'll read it out and answer it as best as I can. All right. Do you get certified if you take the Coursera course? That's a good question, Suleiman. If you take the Coursera course, it's actually, I will show you right now what you'll see. So this course in Coursera is basically going to train you for G Suite Administration Specialization. You'll be able to have an introduction to G Suite, manage G Suite security, and so on. So as for Coursera certifications, I will have to get back to you on that. But as far as I know, after every course in Coursera, they provide a specific certificate that tells you that you've completed the course. Does that answer your question? All right. Thank you everyone for attending this session, and thank you for being such an interactive audience. We'll take a screenshot of the Jamboards. Oh, I see that everyone has been very interactive. Let's arrange that. And we'll take a screenshot of it and share it with you guys later on in our social media. So let's take a quick snapshot. Make your mark, sign your name with a small message. Thank you all so much for attending the session once again. Have a good day. And if any of you want to contact me after the session or have any questions in particular, you can reach me through my Twitter account, Eariele Cruz, or through the DSC Sohar Uni account, DSC_Sohar Uni. Thank you, Mr. Salim, for your support as always. And that is it for today's session. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.